Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I am Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. Welcome to the show. We are going to have a blast today. We're going to talk to our good friend, Steve Claytor, who is really involved with wilderness training. And I don't want to give away the whole story, but it's really cool. He works with veterans, families, and first responders, and does an amazing job. Before we get to all of that, I want to just tell you a little bit about what's going on. Of course, Meldon Law is the only official injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. And what does that mean? That means that we support the Gators. We're from North Central Florida. We've been in Gainesville and Ocala and Lake City for over 50 years. And we like to help folks just like you if they're involved in a serious accident and they're injured. We think that we're on the right track because we focus in on client service and experience more than any other law firm that we know of. Every day we're working on raising our game in order to help you on your road to recovery if you have the need. So thank you very much for all the support over the years. We love our clients, and in the event you're in a serious accident, please don't hesitate to give us a call. It's Meldon Law, meldonlaw.com, 352-373-8000. You will find us one way or another, and we would love to help you if you have the need, or if you have an existing case and you want us to help you review it and make sure you're getting the best representation possible, give us a call. We're glad to help you out and figure out whether or not there's something we can do to make your case better. Anyhow, we're looking forward to the start of the fall season and North Central Florida. What does that mean? Everybody's back in school. Everybody's looking forward to football, of course. And the Gators open up this year in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. We're playing the University of Utah. Very tough team, ranked number 14 in the country right now. We played them last year in the swamp, and we escaped with a narrow victory against a very, very good team. At that point, everybody thought the Gators were going to make a serious run. Unfortunately, last year, the football team fizzled out. This year, we're going to try to turn things around, and my wife, Patricia, and I are headed out to Utah to root on the Gators, and we're really excited about it. We have some other Gator friends that are going to meet us out there, and we're going to stay in Park City, Utah, not far from the stadium and Salt Lake City, and enjoy the beautiful mountain air. At this time of the year, the heat is oppressive in North Central Florida. Wow, it is hot as hell here. Just getting from my car to the studio here, where we are at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. What a great place. We love it here. A lot of our podcast friends also are here. Shane Matthews, Pat Dooley, the head ball coach Steve Spurrier shows up on podcasts once in a while. Jeff Cardoza, our good friend. So anyhow, we love this room, and we love Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We were here last week for the second anniversary of the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and what a nice party. A lot of great people showed up, all to support the Ronald McDonald House here at the University of Florida and UF Health. So the mission of Ronald McDonald House is very important, near and dear to our hearts. They take care of the families who have very, very sick children who are being treated at UF Health, and they may not have the resources to afford a place to stay to help their child through a difficult situation, as well as the other kids in the family. So It's an amazing group. Ronald McDonald House is expanding at UF Health. Let's get behind them. A couple other things going on. The Williston Hispanic Festival coming up. My wife, Patricia, born in Cuba, raised in Venezuela, and then came to the United States about 23 years ago. She is heading up Meldon Law's Hispanic Outreach Program, and we're going to have a party. The Hispanic Festival, Williston, September 23rd. Make a note. It's at the Heritage Park in Williston. It starts around 10 in the morning, and it's going to be a blast. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be good times, and you don't want to miss it. Coming up also, many of you may not know, but the Tom Petty weekend just went on sale, particularly for the VIP packages. If you're listening to this and you really want to get an enhanced experience, check out the packages for the Tom Petty weekend, October 20th through the 22nd. And if you buy one of their VIP packages, you may be able to get into the Thursday night presentation, music and a concert at the Cade Museum. And during that time, not only will there be cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and a great music, but you'll be able to see the Tom Petty exhibit at the Cade Museum. If you live in North Central Florida, it's a great experience. The Cade Museum, it's a museum about innovation. In addition to the Tom Petty exhibit, they have a wonderful exhibit there as far as one of the greatest inventors of all time. He painted the Mona Lisa. I don't know if any of you know who I'm talking about, but it is a wonderful, wonderful time to go to the Cade Museum and enjoy some spectacular exhibits. Also, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. My wife Patricia and I are co-chairs along with John Tull for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. This year is an amazing year because there's 2 new drugs that are FDA approved. One of them is now been approved to be paid for by Medicare, and it slows the progression of early onset Alzheimer's. What does that mean? If you diagnose a loved one early with Alzheimer's, there are drugs that can delay the onset of Alzheimer's. This is really revolutionary because up to now, there's been research, but no FDA-approved drugs. So this year, we can help. How do you get involved? Go to alz.org/Gainesville, and you'll be there. If you want to donate, Meldon Law will match your donation dollar for dollar. So think about that. You can, if for every dollar you donate, it'll have the effect of $2. We are very passionate about everything that the Alzheimer's group is doing, and all your money goes into research, helping others find solutions to their challenges, taking care of loved ones. I think that's very important that you realize that the biggest effect right now that the Alzheimer's Association can do is help provide resources when families are challenged because of the decline of a loved one. So that's kind of what's going on. There's a bunch of fan fests coming up. Wow. Tennessee, we're going to be at the stadium. Fan Fest is right outside the basketball stadium. We're doing the Tennessee game, the Vandy game, and the Arkansas game. You'll see us there 2.5, 3 hours before the game. And we're giving away prizes. All you have to do is spin the wheel of fortune, and you will win a prize. Guaranteed to win a prize, and some of them are really cool. Don't forget, if you want to have the VIP experience at the Florida-Georgia game coming up at the end of October, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, VIP experience for two. So you get two tickets for the game, great seats. You get to stay at a hotel, the Hilton Hotel, right on the river. You don't even have to move your car after you park it in their garage, because we have a boat that's going to take you right across the river to the game. Not only that, on Friday night when you get there, we're taking you out to Ruth Chris Steakhouse for an incredible dinner. And then before the Florida-Georgia game on Saturday, you'll be able to experience the Gator Hospitality event, which is terrific. They give you a great lunch along with a lot of good company, and it's a lot of fun. You also get a signed football from the head football coach, Billy Napier, and a great Meldon Law duffel bag. So take advantage of it. How do you enter? It's free. How do you enter the contest? You just go to a Meldon Law Facebook page, and you will be there. It's easy, it's free, and it's a great package. We're really excited. We've had a very good response so far, and we think this is a wave of the future. Support our Gators and show a family a great time. We're getting ready to go to a break on Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with our guest, Steve Claytor. Attention all Gator fans, Meldon Law is giving away a chance to experience the Florida-Georgia game like never before. 2-night stay at the Hilton on the River, dinner at Ruth Chris Steakhouse, 2 premium tickets to the game, and a football signed by Coach Billy Napier, and much more. Go to the Meldon Law Facebook page and look for the VIP experience for two. Good luck and go Gators!
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there, and I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
I was driving behind a lady, and very suddenly she moved out of the way. There was a log laying in the road, and when I hit my brakes, I went on top of the log. I had 2 herniated discs. I just haven't been the same since. Jeffrey Meldon fought for me all the way. Him and his team really went there for me. Throughout the whole lawsuit, he made sure that my bills was paid. It was never no whenever I called him and asked him for something.
Call Meldon Law right now.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon, because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey! Oh my
somebody else hit us here.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. We are having a blast today. My good friend Steve Claytor. Steve, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So you're Wild Wilderness Director of Tin Can Inc.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what you do as the Wilderness Director. I keep saying wilderness. It's Wilderness Director. Okay. What do you do as the Wilderness Director for Tin Can, and what is Tin Can?
So Tin Can, the number 10 CAN, it's a Christian adventure network. We're a faith-based organization that our mission is to heal PTSD and raise the next generation of warriors. So we work with veterans, first responders, EMS and medical services, fire rescue, and try to heal PTSD by taking them on outdoor recreational adventures with their whole families. And then our other goal is to raise the next generation of warriors and try to get more youth interested in making positive choices and becoming first responders and military themselves.
Can you talk a little bit about your background and how you wound up getting to where you are?
Oh, absolutely. So I've always loved being in the wilderness and teaching survival and just being into what's edible and what to do in the woods. And it's just it's a wonderful, calming, peaceful place. And it's also exciting. And it's just, it kind of just gets right into your soul. And I like to share that with as many people as I can. And so I found this organization. Actually, this organization found me almost 8 years ago, maybe a little bit more, and asked me if I'd volunteer with them. And I've been with them ever since. And the Wilderness Division, what we do is we provide logistical support to the hunting division and the aquatics division and everything else that they do. But we do like the rite of passage, where the youth will come out, and sometimes adults will come out and do the same thing, where they go downriver for 4 days on their own kayak with only 10 pounds of gear, living off the land. And at the end, they cross the line in the sand, and they've kind of went through a rite of passage. But it gives them, especially the youth, like a sense of self-value and self-worth that you don't get from anything else. So that's just a small example of some of the things that we do.
Wow, I'd have trouble doing 10 hours like that.
I get hangry after about 30 minutes. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, every time I go on a trip, an adventure, and we do something, it inspires something within inside of me that makes me excited and enjoys life in a lot of ways. So I can relate to what you're talking about as far as getting people out of their normal habitat and routine. And how do you connect with the people that want help?
So most of them come to us through the website or through referrals. We've retained about 50% of the people that have participated in our programs as volunteers over the years. So we've grown exponentially. And another thing that our nonprofit can boast is that we are a volunteer-based nonprofit. No one gets a salary. We're currently looking into giving a couple of admin assistants and paying them, but currently, like as it stands right now, we have no one that gets paid in our organization except for the guy that we pay to do our taxes for us, and that's it. So we're volunteer-based, but the people find us through the website. They find us through word of mouth and referrals, and we're working with a lot of different fire departments and law enforcement departments and sheriff's offices to just let them know we're there as a resource if they have an officer or a person that needs to come out and receive our services.
So can you give us some examples of people that you've been able to help?
Absolutely. So without being specific or giving names or disclosing anyone specifically, we did in conjunction with another nonprofit, Warrior Bonfire, we did a Purple Heart veteran retreat, and that was downriver for 3 days. And we had people out there that had lost limbs and lost friends in battle, and watched people die right next to them. And you see these big gnarly Navy SEAL looking guys. There's some of them are real jacked up, and they were just out there, and they get to divide the trauma that they've been through and share it with other people that have been through the same trauma, and kind of unload it, so they're not shoving it in that emotional closet, and then one day they go to open it up and shove something in, and it all comes pouring out, and that's where a lot of suicide and things like that can happen. So we give them a place to kind of unload that, or to just kind of be at peace in nature, and these guys can do everything that anyone else can do, but we just give them a safe environment to talk about it if they need to, process it, or just forget about it for a little while, and it just makes a huge difference. So
yeah, I mean, when you talk about PTSD, as a personal injury attorney, we have a lot of people that go through horrible crashes.
it's traumatizing.
And that's one incident, right? Whereas with the military, it can be repeated
Absolutely. Multiple
circumstances. And so at Meldon Law, we do a lot with, post-traumatic stress disorder, we call it traumatic brain injury sometimes, when someone's in a horrible crash and, their neck is smashed up, their brain is affected, and they really have trouble getting back to a normal place.
Right, normal functioning life.
Yeah. But nobody can see it. It's not something that, it's hard to really evaluate it because it's not necessarily, if you lose a limb, you see you lose a limb.
Right, but you can't see what's...
You can't, right. And when you are trained to be tough, it makes it even more difficult, I think, to admit that you're struggling.
Right, and that's the stigma that's in most firehouses and law enforcement and militaries. Suck it up, toughen up, get through it. And they're starting to kind of adjust away from that mentality now and realize the effect that it's having long term on people. But we're still dealing with the repercussions of the people that have been taught that their whole life, and that's the ones, like I said, that shove it into that emotional closet. And one day they go to open that closet and everything just floods out, and it's overwhelming.
So let's talk some more about the principles of the program and how it helps veterans,
right.
How it helps veterans, their families, basically heal rather than just push things under the rug.
Okay, so again, we are a faith-based program, the Christian Adventure Network, but we don't push religion on anyone. The way we run things is just we have a clean camp. There's no drinking, cussing, smoking, things like that, because we often have children around. It's all family-oriented, so we want to set a good example for those youth, and that's part of raising the next generation of warriors. But a lot of the things that we do that will help these people is we've realized in the research that we've done, Dr. Burke, the founder of the organization, is that outdoor recreational therapy is about 80% more effective than any other therapy at healing PTSD. And that's why we do things like we have the hunting division, and we can take them on deer hunts or hog hunts or turkey hunts. We have gator season just started up last Tuesday, so we're doing gator hunts. We love our orange and blue gators, but we go after them dinosaur gators out there in the lakes and the rivers.
And there's actually a need for it.
There is, yes, absolutely. It's part of the wildlife management. If we didn't hunt them, then they would get everywhere, and then it could be a big danger. So we do a lot of hunting. We do fishing trips. We do scalloping, lobstering. We got a South Florida adventure coming up with iguana hunting and python and peacock bass fishing. And it's just a fun, awesome experience. They get to do it with their family, so it helps keep the families together. It helps to heal the secondary PTSD that's caused within the family. So the person experiencing PTSD, they don't want to share the trauma that they've been through with that family, so they keep it inside, but it kind of shuts them off from the family. So putting them out there with other families that are all going through this stuff, they get to kind of experience it. The kids can be around people that have experienced the same things, and they're in a safe, happy environment, and it just works out a lot better.
I just noticed that my microphone was off here, but I think they picked me up through your microphone.
We're getting a thumbs up. Doing good.
So, I think it makes sense. I've had so many clients, many of them veterans. We represent a lot of veterans. As a matter of fact, Meldon Law sponsors a program with CBS TV here called Veterans Making a Difference, where
awesome.
We honor the veterans who've come back in the community and are making a difference and doing things for the community. And we want to not only honor them, but give them financial support so that they can use that money and spread the good to other veterans who need it.
They've experienced it. They know what these guys are going through, and they're trying to help them to get through it too.
And
kudos to you. That's a good thing to do.
People want a hand up, not a hand
out. That's it. A lot of these guys are very independent, and ladies. We'll get hunters that come out and they might be in a motorized chair and they want to do a hunt, and they got these cool chairs with these tracks on them, and these people might be paralyzed from the neck down, but they can still they can drive the chair with their mouth, and they can pull the trigger with a special device that they can use their mouth to pull the trigger. And it gives them, again, that sense of self-worth and self-value, like I'm still capable of doing this. I have some mechanical parts that'll help me, but I'm still capable. I can still provide for myself or for my family, and it's just a fun experience, you know.
So
but
you've
they're
seen,
very independent.
So you've been out on some of these with people that are quadriplegics and
Yes.
able to?
We had a guy do our survival race that couldn't use his legs at all and had minimal use of his arms, and he had a buddy that helped him through the whole survival race in his chair. They strapped his chair to his kayak and went down river with his chair in the kayak, and it was pretty amazing. But I've seen some amazing things, and they're tough people.
Well, not only that, you want to create self-worth. God forbid, you lose the use of your limbs or other functions of your body.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to contribute. You can have a family in many cases. You can also do things to help others. And
it will be more difficult, but you're not done by any means.
Right.
You're not done.
Yeah,
and then another thing that these adventures provide is a new mission. So a lot of the times these guys get out of the military and then they have nothing to look forward to, nothing going on. And so we give them a new mission to look forward to. They can sign up for some of the programs that we have. They're like, oh man, I know this hunting season coming up. I signed up for the Gator adventure, and I'm going to be there. That's going to be something I've never done, and it gives them something to kind of look forward to if they are kind of down in the dirt.
So what are some of the other functions and things that you do to get together? Do you have meetings? Do you work with the family?
We have an annual banquet. We have a poker run that we do, which is where people out there in like airboats and mud boats, and it's a fundraiser that we do. And anyone's welcome to come to it and sign up for it. We do a skeet shoot every year down at Blackjack. It's pretty cool. To raise funds, and currently one of the big things that I'm working on for the Wilderness Division is our bus. We got a cool bus. It used to be a school bus donated by the Alachua County School Board, and it's a handicap bus, so it's got the hydraulic lift on the back end of it, and we're looking for a sponsor for that bus. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it for community outreach. We're going to go to a lot of the low-income housing and places where there's a lot of single-parent families and reach out to the community and teach these kids about how making wrong choices can prevent them from getting into the military, law enforcement, fire rescue, and things like that, and kind of do some community outreach. And the person that sponsors the bus, we're going to hand out their swag at those events as well. We're going to outfit the bus for camping and different adventures. We're going to wrap it up and park it at during the day, it'll be at the Marion County Veterans building office over there. So it'll be right on Silver Springs Boulevard where all the traffic goes by, and people will see the wrap. But we're going to use that for community outreach. We're going to use it for the hunting. We're going to use it for the survival adventures that we do, and the survival race for heroes fundraiser adventure race that we have. And it's just a big thing. So if we can get that bus sponsored and on the road, that's like one of the big things we're excited about getting going. And then we can also pick up some of these handicapped guys and take them to some of the different adventures that we have going on without them having to figure out one more thing, like how am I going to get there? I want to do it, but I don't have transportation for me and my chair and everything else. So it was just a really cool blessing that was handed to us by the Alachua County School Board that we're trying to get it moving and get it going.
Well, let's tell our viewers and listeners how they can get a hold of you if
they
want to sponsor the bus or other things.
So you can call 352-502-5355, and I can talk you through it. But basically, the sponsor for the bus that we're looking for is about a $40,000 sponsorship. That's a 2-year lock-in, and that's going to insure the bus, pay for fuel, maintenance, equipment, and rigging the bus up with all the stuff we're going to need to do the adventures that we're going to have. They're going to get prime exposure on all of our social media and website and everything else. They're going to get on all of our printed material. They're going to get promoted at all of our hunts and camps and things we do as a sponsor on a banner. They're going to get tickets to the annual banquet, a table at the banquet, and recognition there. And they're going to get all the swag and the yard signs and basic stuff. But they also get a gator hunt for 4, and then a weekend survival trip for 4 where they learn primitive wilderness survival. So it's a really big package. It's a lot of money, but it's going to go and do a lot of good. And then once we have that initial $40,000 and got everything outfitted and rigged up on that bus, the continued sponsorship will be a lot less because we just have to get everything kind of started first, and then we kind of coast through. So,
well, I'm really glad to hear about it. I hope there's somebody out there in our audience that has a spark, and they go, "Wow, that would be friggin' awesome to be able to help the veterans and first responders, and really enhance the ability to create the adventure."
Absolutely, and market your business at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that with the Gator Band.
Oh, nice.
I'm listening to you, and I'm almost ready to go. We got to do this. We just outfitted a big truck for the Gator Band because they didn't have a way to move their instruments when they went to the Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville or Tallahassee or to other games that we play in state and sometimes out of state. So what I would challenge everybody here to do is contact Steve, tell him that you want to get involved. Now here's an idea. You might be able to put together a group of people that would sponsor it. Think about the different options. It could be a good opportunity for a company to sponsor. However, if you just wanted to put together a really terrific group of dedicated friends, maybe get 4 people together, each put in $10,000, and it'll help transform other people's lives. And by doing it, it'll also help you transform your life. It might be one of the best investments you ever make because you're contributing to something that's really impactful. And I think that's what I'm hearing you talk about, Steve, is that what you do works.
Absolutely. It's proven. We have statistical data that we've gathered over the years of doing this that shows how effective it is. And just the fact that we've retained about 50% of the participants as volunteers to exponentially grow. We started off in Newberry, and the founders recently moved to St. Augustine in the last year or so. But we now have Florida can, Georgia can, Arkansas, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Maine, and several other states that are coming on board. So that we're spreading across the U.S., but mainly we're in Marion County, Gainesville, and Bushnell right now. So prime target if you're a business that caters to Alachua and Marion County and Sumter or Lake County, then it would be a really good marketing opportunity to do something with Tin Can. And if you don't want to do the bus, but you do want to donate, you can go to tincan.us, and on the home page right at the top, there's an opportunity to donate. You can do a one-time donation, or you can do the, it's a small change, big impact, where you just sign up and it takes whatever's left over from, say you spend $15.37, it'll round it up to $16 and then take the change from that and donate it to the organization. So it's just a little roundup program that we have. So a really easy way to donate without even taking dollars out of your pocket.
And what happens is a little bit winds up becoming a lot.
A little bit makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference. Yep. When we go to Publix sometimes, they have opportunities to donate, and that's something I'd encourage people to do because the money goes to worthy causes. And what y'all are doing at the Wilderness
Division
position and getting people out, look, if you change one life, it would be significant, but you're changing dozens and dozens of lives.
More than hundreds and hundreds. So our impact has been hundreds annually, and our reach is thousands annually. But one hunt camp hosts anywhere, say the FWC hunt camps. We do hunts camps in conjunction with the Florida Wildlife Commission. We've partnered with them for years. And one of those hunts may have anywhere from 8 to 12 youth that might have several siblings with them and parents with them. So just at one camp, you're looking at anywhere from 25 to 60 people.
So
and then we have several camps.
Tell me some more about what would be like a couple days at these camps.
So they're amazing. So like the FWC camps are $75, and you sign up through the Florida Wildlife Commission to have a youth. It's a youth hunt camp, and the food's provided, all the meals are provided, snacks are provided. We even have professional guides and old hunting guys that are like, they really know their stuff. They come out and they guide you for free. And this is like a $400-something half-day guided hunting trip is an average guide or more. And this is for free. So your food's covered under that $75, your guide's covered. We have a hunt master that's there that sights everybody in, make sure that they're getting on target with their rifles before we go out. And it's just an amazing thing. The camaraderie is fantastic. The experience is top-notch. We had a youth over in Green Swamp harvest. It was a over 20-something point buck last year. It was amazing. This thing had tines coming off everywhere, and it was their first big buck like that. And it's just, so if you've ever hunted in your life and you've got that experience of your first big animal, and you remember that, you relive that every time you watch one of these youth harvest an animal. or one of these veterans that's never done it but's always wanted to. You watch them, and after they harvest an animal, they get the shakes, and they start getting real excited and nervous, and I got him. And you just kind of relive that first joy and excitement of harvesting your own animal. And it's an amazing experience because, number one, you're providing an excellent clean meat that has no added hormones or steroids or anything to it for you and your family to eat. And number two, you're keeping it under control, because if we didn't hunt these deer, the number one killer is after hunting is auto accidents, ones that are hit by vehicles, and then starvation. So the deer get to a certain age, their teeth start falling out, and they can't eat the food they normally eat, and they starve to death. So this is harvesting an animal in its prime is actually a very humane thing to do. And I say that because there's a lot of people that are anti-hunting. So we don't do this for sport. We do it for meat and for sustenance. We are grateful for the animals. We are grateful for the sacrifice of it, and we do it with that mindset and that heart.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that it is necessary to
control that population.
Control the population, whether it's gators or
deer or pigs
or whatever. I mean,
they'll destroy crops. Deer will destroy crops, just like pigs will if you let them get wild.
Well, and I don't think there's a shortage of deer in
No.
there. I mean, we have tons of deer. I mean, if you live in north central Florida, you see deer in your own backyard
On a regular basis.
On a regular basis, it's like, it's there. So, that's pretty amazing, because having guides go out with you, in our office, one of our attorneys is born and raised in Williston. His name is Lot Bullock.
Okay.
And when he comes to the law office, right, he brings his hunting pickup truck, right? He's got his hunting truck. It's all, he's got the place for the dogs. He's got he carries his guns with him.
Mm-hmm. Old school guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And what Lot says is, if he's running down the road and he sees something, he pulls the truck over and gets
out and gets ready.
And starts hunting.
When it's season, you got to have your stuff with you and be ready to go. You never know.
Right.
You never know.
And so Lot, I'm going to have to hook you up. We'll get with Angel later on, because I want you to get to meet Lot, because he really would be into what you're doing. He is like our consummate hunter.
He's one of y'all's partners at the firm?
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. He's
maybe we'll get him out there, show him a good time, and he'll sponsor the bus.
I think that would be, I'll tell you, I'm going to do everything I can to help find you some sponsors.
Awesome.
And
we appreciate that.
Because I know that changing lives is what your mission is.
Oh yeah. And saving, changing and saving.
In many ways, we do the same thing in personal injury law, because people's lives have been turned upside down. They lost their job. They sometimes, lost use of certain body parts. They went from, having a fairly normal life to, everything becomes a challenge.
Right.
And we have to help them get on the road to recovery. And
it's overwhelming. You have no idea what to do. The insurance companies aren't going to help you make the right choices.
They're in the profit business. They're not in the road to recovery.
So if it wasn't for somebody to educate them and look out for them, they'd never get that quality of life back.
Yeah, and we deal with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. I mean, when you think about it, what your clients, the folks that have been in the service, that first responders, they've gone through things that are unimaginable, and they come back. They serve our country. They protect us. They do everything they can, and the sad fact is, when they come back, a lot of times they're trying to get back into the society, but they have certain things holding them back.
Yes.
And without organizations like 10 Can, you would really have trouble dealing with that. And unfortunately, in some cases, it can lead to suicide, or it can just lead to dysfunctional life.
Or broken families, or several things. It's just not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, we've had a lot of military clients where, I've seen that, where, they've been in a bad crash and it made things worse. But even before that, they were dealing with what's it like coming back. I think the challenge is that you're in a military environment, and if you're serving in combat, you may be really good at what you do, and then you come back
and you have to change. You can't be like that around your family. You can't be toe the line, tighten up, do this. It's different. You got to.
Right, and the skill set that you learn there, you need to find outlets for your skill set, and also deal with whatever demons
you've acquired while you're there. Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, like I said, I really admire what you're doing. So let's go through some of the things. You've heard us now for 30 minutes talk about how amazing the program is as far as what they do. Let's talk about how you can get involved, okay? First of all, if you want to donate money, how do people donate?
They can go to tincan.us, and on the top of the page, on the very front of the header page, it'll say Small Change, Big Impact. You click the Let's Do This button. You go onto that screen, and then you scroll down to get started. And then you can, under the division, you want to make sure that you click the Wilderness Division.
Got it.
Wilderness Division.
So it's 10 can.
Yep, the number 10.
The number, not tin can.
From
the South, when we say tin can,
yeah,
it sounds
you think
like
of
tin can.
The can you're going to shoot for target practice. No,
Yeah,
so it's the number 10, CAN.
What's the origin of 10?
So the founder believed that there was 10 aspects of healing PTSD, and that's where that came from. And then there's different things that stem off from that, but that's where it originated from, Tin Can. And
Nice.
we are a faith first and then family kind of organization. So.
Okay, so now we talked about donating, okay, and members.
So we have a membership program. Anyone can sign up. You don't have to be a veteran or first responder to sign up, and they have different membership packages. So if you go on the website, again, tincan.us, you can look at different memberships. And we have sponsored memberships for military people that can't afford them. A lot of people that have come out and done our activities, they'll sign up for a membership regardless. And it's amazing the impact we make. So the most expensive membership for a year is like $200 for a civilian family. And you can have, I think, up to 4 adventures. And if you consider that a half day of fishing, which we do fishing trips with actual captains, charter captains, and they donate their services to us so we can raise revenue for the organization. A half day fishing charter for one person is how much? Have you ever gone fishing?
It's a lot.
It's about $400 for a half day for one person. And you're getting your family
that's a
4
deal.
times a year for $200. So it's fantastic. So you can go on and get a membership, and that helps us keep everything rolling. And that covers our annual expenses for marketing and getting our name out there, doing all the things we need to do. Rebuying and purchasing equipment gets worn down and beat up over the years, so that helps us there. What else we got?
Well, we got hunting.
We talked about that. Yep.
Yeah, and so look, if you want to do hunting, or fishing, get a hold of Steve, because think about it. You and the family can do something together with professional guides, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's fishing or hunting.
You can learn so much. And even if you're an avid hunter, you can learn from these guides. So sign up for a hunt camp, bring your kids out, have some bonding time, come out to a warrior hunt. We do all ladies hunts if you want to go out with just a group of ladies. So there's lots of opportunities there. And then we're also doing fish camps, and we're starting up some of the first FWC fish camps as well. So volunteers, we're always looking for volunteers to volunteer for the organization. You can come out and cook at some of the hunt camps, meet some of those people, get some of that experience and wisdom without even having to go out and do any hunting. And then community outreach. We're always just trying to get our name out there. So if you can just share our information with some friends and family, if you know a veteran or a first responder, EMS that's suffering or that's been through something, have them reach out to us.
Well, we've been blessed to have Steve Claytor here with 10 Can. So go to 10CAN, 10can.
.us.
And
US.
US.
Yep.
10can.us. Or just Google 10 Can. It'll probably show up. Mm-hmm. And we've been very fortunate to have you with us. We look forward to helping you get your bus going.
Oh, yeah.
And see what we can do. This is going to end the current edition of Meldon Law and Friends, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And thank you again, Steve, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye, y'all.